Bears, who have been sellers so far over the past week, are buyers today. They were Chase Claypool from the Steelers for a 2023 second-round draft pick.
I love when trades build on each other, and this is the perfect example of the type of trade that I have here for you guys today, because this is essentially a part 2 to a trade that went down yesterday that makes yesterday's trade make significantly more sense. So before we get to the content, we're giving away $100. New subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. We announce a giveaway winner at the end of every week. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! Mike Chuck 1212, what's going on, everybody? Man, I love the NFL trade deadline, and we just got ourselves one of the most exciting trades to date. So for those of you guys that didn't catch our video yesterday on Roquan Smith, yesterday the Chicago Bears definitely raised some eyebrows by trading one of their best players, if not the best player on their team, Roquan Smith, to the Baltimore Ravens in return for a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick. Now, at the time, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little iffy about the trade, primarily because the Chicago Bears had so much cap space that I felt like it may have been beneficial to pay Roquan Smith. At the same time, I don't think the return that they received was necessarily too bad. It's just, if he is the best player on your team, if he is leading the NFL in tackles, I felt like it may have been worth it to retain him. But ultimately, they decided to move on from him. They probably didn't want to pay him $20 million a year at the end of the season, and I respected that and I understood that. Regardless, the Ravens got a huge difference maker on their defensive end, whereas the Bears got some compensation and are loaded with draft picks moving forward to the future. In addition to that, they free up a significant amount of salary cap space. Now, if you remember in that video, I stated that the Bears clearly only have one goal in mind. There's one reason that they decided to trade Khalil Mack to the Chargers this past offseason. There's only one reason that they decided to trade Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn during the trade deadline this year. They are trying to make sure that they have as many assets as humanly possible to put good pieces around Justin Fields, who, despite all odds, has been phenomenal this year. I mean, probably the most promising quarterback out of the extremely overhyped 2021 NFL draft QB class. And bear in mind, he's doing it in the worst circumstances. He has the least weapons, the worst offensive line, the worst wide receiving core, is already on his second head coach. So the fact that he has shown these flashes despite these difficult times, with his best receiver being Darnell Mooney and N'Keal Harry and Cole Kmet, is very impressive. And although I thought originally the Chicago Bears were going to wait until the offseason in order to build a better team around Justin Fields, it appears as though they had other plans. It appears as though yesterday's trade led up to today's trade, because according to Adam Schefter and Field Yates and Ian Rappaport and Ari Meirov, the Chicago Bears are trading with the Pittsburgh Steelers for wide receiver Chase Claypool. Now, Chase Claypool has a huge division in regards to what people's perception of him are. Now, of course, I know Pittsburgh Steelers fans are a little divided on Chase Claypool, but if we're being honest here, no matter how you feel about Chase Claypool, he without a doubt becomes Justin Fields' top wide receiver in Chicago. He's a 6'4" big body wide receiver. He's only 24 years old. He's nearly notched a 1,000-yard receiving season in his first 2 seasons in the NFL, and that's as a wide receiver too. Now, I understand Pittsburgh Steelers fans are going to say, Mike, that's all he's good for, being a wide receiver too, but when your best wide receiver is Darnell Mooney and N'Keal Harry, you'll take Chase Claypool happily. Now, do I think that the talent is even by trading Roquan Smith to receive a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick, and then trading that second-rounder to the Pittsburgh Steelers for Chase Claypool, which, by the way, at the time that I'm making this video, there's multiple conflicting reports. Some people are saying it is the second-round pick that the Bears got from the Ravens when they traded for Roquan Smith. Others are saying that it's the Chicago Bears' own second-rounder. I'm sure that we're going to get clarification on that by the time this video is out, and I will let you know as I update you in the comment section down below. or on my Twitter account or Instagram account, but there's only one way that you really should look at this. The Chicago Bears traded a player that they weren't going to extend. They were not going to pay Roquan Smith $20 million a year for a second round pick and a fifth round pick. They then took that second round pick, or their own second round pick, and flipped it for Chase Claypool. The reason why this is significant is Roquan Smith had half a year left on his contract. Chase Claypool has a year and a half left. This gives Justin Fields a weapon moving forward, so you don't have to wait all the way until year 3 to really see if Justin Fields is going to be the guy for you. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to do in Chicago, but if we've seen anything, when you gave Jalen Hurts AJ Brown, you saw him blossom into the quarterback he is now. When you gave Tua Tyreek Hill, you saw him take a huge step forward. Now, I'm not comparing Chase Claypool to Tyreek Hill or AJ Brown. I would say Chase Claypool is more the Devontae Smith of the Bears currently, or the Jalen Waddle of the Miami Dolphins. No, I'm not saying they're similar in talent level. I'm just saying that it's a huge step forward in improving the wide receiver room. Now, if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you have to understand that this is a huge W for you. This is like the best case scenario for you because one, you drafted Chase Claypool with the second round pick in 2020. You're getting a second round pick back currently. But on top of that, if the Pittsburgh Steelers are confident enough to trade Chase Claypool, it means one thing and one thing only. It means that they have a lot of confidence in NFL youngboy. Yes, sir, you can now expect George Pickens to take a significantly larger role in the offense. And you also get another second round pick in order to push forward in this rebuild. So if you ask me, I think out of all trades that I've seen so far, and don't worry, we do have a video on TJ Hawkinson coming out soon, I would have to say that this is without a doubt my favorite. We also have some information because a lot of people are saying, but Mike, what about the Green Bay Packers? I thought the Packers were supposed to get Chase Claypool. We have a very depressing update for you guys if you're a Green Bay Packers fan, and this is going to sound way too familiar. I'm sure you guys have some PTSD over Odell Beckham Jr. last year. Here's what Josina Anderson had to say about the situation. As of 8 a.m. this morning, I'm told it was looking like Green Bay was potentially going to offer the best deal for Chase Claypool, per league source. The Bears swooped in and then nabbed the Steelers wide receiver. So it looks like, once again, the Green Bay Packers miss out on an opportunity to add a true difference maker to their team, but the trade deadline isn't over yet. As a matter of fact, the Pittsburgh Steelers just made yet another trade. Now, at the time I'm making this video, some more details about the trade might come out, so make sure you're following me on Twitter because this is the information I have currently. The Pittsburgh Steelers are finalizing a trade for Washington Commanders cornerback William Jackson III. Now, the Steelers are expected to swap late round future picks in the trade for cornerback William Jackson III, a low-risk addition for Pittsburgh, which is trying to shore up its defense, while Washington moves on from a guy that didn't fit. Now, we have a lot more trades to cover, you guys. Literally, as I finished recording this video, we got breaking news that Denver just traded Bradley Chubb. Yes, so I'm going to make sure that that video is out to you guys within the next hour. It might already be out, so if you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.